Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're doing something really cool. We are taking a journey deep into an ancient text to uncover the timeless secrets of an enduring partnership. We're unpacking a profound dialogue from the Aṅguttara Nikāya, specifically a text called the Samajivina Sutta. Now, I know the phrase ancient texts might sound a bit dusty to some of us, but trust me on this. The relationship advice we're about to look at is incredibly vibrant, brilliantly structured, and remarkably applicable to our lives today. Let's just dive right in.
So, is it actually possible for love to last beyond a single lifetime? I want you to really think about that for a second. It sounds like something straight out of a modern rom-com, right? But here's the wild part. This ultimate relationship goal, this deep desire to stay connected with your partner not just until death parts you, but across the vast expanse of multiple lifetimes, is literally thousands of years old. And our source text today centers entirely around a couple who posed this exact, incredibly ambitious question to one of history's greatest spiritual teachers.
To really get this, we've got to set the scene. Picture this. It's early in the morning. The Buddha puts on his robes, grabs his bowl, and heads over to a very specific location. It's the deer park at Bisakala Grove, located near a spot wonderfully named Crocodile Haunt. I just love that vivid, grounding detail. But what's really important here is that the Buddha isn't arriving to address some massive crowd of monks. No, he's visiting the home of a devoted householder couple. That detail is key. This text is explicitly designed for everyday people living everyday family lives. Section 1. A love spanning lifetimes, the devoted couple. Let's meet our central figures. The text refers to them simply as Nakula's father and Nakula's mother, which immediately grounds them in their everyday roles as parents and partners. We absolutely shouldn't view them as distant, unrelatable historical figures. Instead, think of them as a deeply committed couple with a massively audacious goal. They've built their whole life together, and when the Buddha sits down in their home, they have something very specific on their minds.
Nakula's father starts off by making this absolutely astonishing declaration to the Buddha. He explains that his wife was brought to him when they were both just kids, and he says, quote, "I am not conscious of being unfaithful to her, even in mind, much less in body." I mean, wow, that is a staggering level of devotion. He's saying that throughout their entire shared life, from childhood straight through to adulthood, his commitment has been 100% absolute, inside and out. And because of this profound bond, he states their ultimate goal. They want to be together not just in this present life, but in the life to come.
And then, in this perfectly mirrored, beautiful symmetry, Nakula's mother chimes in with the exact same sentiment. She recalls being brought to him as a young girl and declares that she too has never been unfaithful in mind, much less in body, and she echoes the exact same desire to be together in the next life. You have to remember, we're talking about an ancient world where relationships were often incredibly unequal. Yet this text highlights absolute parity. They're sharing the exact same level of mutual devotion and the exact same spiritual goal. They are completely, totally unified.
Section 2. The secret to staying tuned. The Buddha's answer. Okay, so how does the Buddha actually respond to this? How on earth do you guarantee that a connection will survive the end of this lifetime and just keep going? Well, he lays out a highly structured framework for enduring love. The entire core of his answer rests on this ancient Pali concept called Samajivina. It translates to living in tune, and I want you to really lean into that metaphor for a second. The Buddha isn't talking about two people just sharing a zip code or quietly tolerating each other's habits. It's a musical metaphor. Think of two instruments. If they want to create beautiful, lasting music together, they can't just be playing the same song. They have to be playing perfectly in the same key. They have to be tuned to the exact same frequencies. Because if one is wildly out of tune with the other, the whole harmony just breaks down, right?
Section 3. The 4 harmonies. Alignment in action. So what exactly are those frequencies a couple needs to tune? The Buddha explains that to make love endure across lifetimes, a couple needs shared values. They have to find alignment across 4 highly specific areas of life.
Here is that ancient blueprint. Step 1, you've got to be in tune in conviction. This means sharing the same foundational beliefs and spiritual trust. Step 2, in tune in virtue. Basically, you need to share the same moral compass and ethical standards. Step 3, in tune in generosity. You have to share a similar spirit of open-handedness. I mean, think about it. If one of you is incredibly generous and the other is fiercely stingy, those instruments are going to clash big time. And finally, step 4, in tune in discernment. This means sharing a similar level of wisdom and clarity about how the world actually works. The Buddhist says that if a couple can harmonize these 4 traits, their bond becomes virtually unbreakable. Now, the text doesn't just leave us hanging with these lofty, abstract ideas. It tells us exactly what this harmony looks like in everyday practice. When a couple actually has this shared conviction, it translates directly into their behavior. They are responsive to one another. They're restrained, meaning they have the self-control not to lash out destructively when things get tense. And they are living by the Dhamma, which means their daily lives are firmly rooted in their shared ethical truth. That internal tuning, it creates a very real, very visible foundation for the partnership.
And here is where it gets incredibly practical. All this cosmic, lifetime-spanning alignment literally boils down to how you speak to your partner on a random Tuesday morning. The text specifically highlights addressing each other with loving words. This is the outward expression of all that inward harmony. If you are truly in tune in virtue and discernment, your daily communication is naturally going to reflect that. Your words become the actual music that those properly tuned instruments are creating together.
Section 4. Bliss in this world, the ultimate payoff. Because, honestly, you might be wondering, what's in it for us right now? The Buddha makes it super clear that we definitely don't have to wait for the next lifetime to see the results. There are huge, tangible benefits to hitting this level of harmony today. When a couple is truly in tune, the source text notes they benefit in manifold ways. Right now, today, bliss comes to them. And this next one is absolutely fascinating. It says, enemies are dejected. Think about that. A couple that is entirely unified in their virtue and their conviction acts like a fortress. They are so remarkably solid and supportive of one another that outside negative forces simply cannot tear them apart. And then, looking ahead, having walked this path together, they will delight in the world of the devas, enjoying the pleasures they desire. Which brings us to the beautiful resolution of Nakula's parents' incredible request. This text brilliantly bridges the gap between our messy, earthly reality right now and the spiritual future. The Buddha's ultimate insight is that the exact same qualities that bring you bliss, stability, and joy in this present life are the exact same qualities that guarantee your reunion in the life to come. You don't have to choose between a happy marriage now and a spiritual reward later. By living in tune, you are securing the whole shebang simultaneously.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought. We've explored the amazing story of Nakula's parents and the Buddha's 2,500-year-old framework of conviction, virtue, generosity, and discernment. But all this ancient wisdom only really matters if we actually apply it. So ask yourself, are you and your partner playing the same tune? Are you truly aligned in the values that matter? And are you speaking to each other with loving words today to build that harmony for tomorrow? It's definitely something to think about. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep exploring those timeless truths.